Hey, this is Monica back with Dr. Bernstein's Food Tips number 4. I'm going to do like a weekly feature, and this week's feature that I developed or I discovered or made is a chicken quesadilla right here. Let's see if I can get close enough. There we go. Chicken quesadilla with a tortilla from the La Tortilla factory, just one, the large one, with a tablespoon of salsa, 3.5 ounces of chicken and onion, and also one mozzarella slice of Kraft single and a regular Kraft single slice, the non-fat versions. 2 slices is quite a bit. You maybe just use 1. I know you're allowed to have 5 to make it your protein, but you don't even need to use your whole allotted protein and processed, part for just quesadilla. And it's very filling, and it's quite thick. How I made it. And of course you can add bell peppers or whatever, almost make it like a fajita or a wrap. But anyway, this quesadilla is very good. It actually stuck together. The only part that's a bit disappointing and bland is that tortilla, because it's not very good. There are other types of tortillas you're allowed to have, but this La Tortilla factory one is quite healthy and a lot of fiber. So I just kind of suck it up. It tastes a bit like cardboard, but everything else the inside is good. So I can deal with it. So a lot of other things I've been playing with here. It's summer, as we all know. Well, it's supposed to be. In Vancouver, it's still raining, but nevertheless, I am been itching for sweet stuff. Everything I talk about is dinner items or breakfast items. I never really dabbled much in desserts, and I love desserts. I'm a creme brulee fan, which obviously I can't have anymore, but I'd like to play with a few ideas with you guys for desserts, and I'm gonna make a few, and I'm gonna kind of do a weekly feature every 2 weeks. Maybe I'll have a couple features I take a picture of. I take pictures of everything I make, so I will list what I've made so far and have pictures of and have recipes of. If you're interested, there's about I think 20 by now. Basic things, and if something sounds good to someone, you guys can definitely email me, and I'll shoot those recipes off and pictures to you to show you what it looks like. Sometimes it looks like mush, but it's delicious. I mean, you just can't help it sometimes. I try to make it as appeasing to the eyes as I can, but not always. Anyway, I had an email from someone who's following me. I don't want to mention her name just in case she doesn't want me to, but she gave me a great idea, great recipe actually, for French toast. So thank you to her. It's not my idea. It was this other lady's. French toast. And I'm going to give that a whirl on the weekend. You can have that Walden syrups, allotted part for your French toast with your egg whites. Obviously, with your 1 tablespoon of milk, you can add, at least I would put it in there to make it a bit frothy and creamy, and with your 1 slice of bread. So you still have quite a bit left over after this French toast. So if you're, having kind of a special breakfast with the family or breakfast in bed, it sounds really good. So I'm thinking that I'm going to give that a whirl. And anybody who's struggling with that Walden Farms products, you could just type in Walden Farms in Google, and they have a site that you can buy pretty much everything and anything. And I think I'm going to start doing that with a few things that I like if that store in my city doesn't get more things that I like. So that's kind of my plan. So what I'm going to start playing with actually is I've made a few popsicles. I've been using Crystal Light, so we can have pink grapefruit and some other few flavors. So what I've been doing is making kids have those popsicle molds. Well, if I want something fresh and cold and icy, I just I make popsicles like a little kid, and they're really good. But also what I've tried, and I'm going to kind of still working on exactly how to do it, but I've basically made those popsicles, like I said, I'm going to make a sorbet out of Crystal Light. So what I'm going to try to do is combine Crystal Light and 1 tablespoon of milk, and also half my allotment of raspberries or strawberries, and put it in a food processor to blend it up, and try to have a little sorbet. So I think that will be good for summer, and when everyone's having ice cream and goodies, and we can't have any of that. So I think that the Crystal Light could be a good option to freeze and play with. So you guys can give that a whirl, as well as some diet sodas. You can make popsicles out of diet root beer or whatever. You just fill it up a little bit because it blows up in the freezer. But those are a few items. If anyone has any different ideas for desserts, I'm all ears, because I love dessert, and I just can't believe I haven't really been craving sweets. I was more into salty because I've been lacking salt. So Yeah, I've also tried making those muffins in the Dr. Bernstein's book when they say microwave it and like do the oat bran. I found those disgusting when you microwave them. I baked them actually, made them kind of crispy with more fruit inside. I found that worked, but you have to eat them basically. They're really dense. And you gotta eat them within like a day. Like there's none of this freezing or keeping them there. They get bad quick. So you can't, if you're gonna make it for the family, if you have a partner that you're dieting with, you are allowed to have about 2 or 3 of them in the end with the measurements you're supposed to have. So it's actually quite a bit that you can have. They're not that tasty, but again, I'm gonna start playing with that oat bran that we're allowed to have to see if I can develop something better, maybe like a loaf or something. So I'm kind of, like a little chemist in a lab figuring it out, but trying to do something. But I really appreciate the French toast recipe. So if you guys have any more sweet recipes, I'd like to know about it. And let me know if you want any recipes and pictures to what I've done. Otherwise, I will do food tips in about a week and a half. All right. Talk to you guys later. Happy eating.